I love starting a stream off the right way, guys. I literally, as soon as the intro went off, it was like, yeah, cutting your mic off. So it was an interesting transition there. But hey, how's everybody doing? It's your boy Cuff and the Dip coming at you guys with another one. We are going to be going over the In the Meantime token, which is a super bullish token that I've been tracking lately, guys. There's a lot of information about this token that I feel like a lot of people don't know, or a lot of things that they should know. So we're going to go ahead and bring Timekeeper up, guys, and we're going to get directly into it. And like I said, guys, we got a lot of bullish information that we're going to be going through, guys. So bam, Timekeeper, how you feeling, man? What's the word?
Good, bro. Thanks for having us up here. We're looking forward to sharing about the project. I'm now officially Dots for the first time on
Let's
Cuff and the
go.
Dip show. I seen when we logged in, I was like, oh, we're gonna be video streaming YouTube. This is awesome. So I was like, you know what? No time like the present to jump in here, and it's just another testament to what we're doing at ITMT, doing things differently, coming out, showing our face, trying to do things right, so people can have more trust and confidence in what we're doing as a team.
Definitely, definitely. And I think it's Super Bowl this first time being doxxed out here, man. And we're gonna dive into the project as deep as we can, guys. So we're gonna get as much information out as we can. I think that the first place that I want to start at is like a brief, like 1 to 2 minute shield, just so everybody knows what we're here for, what In the Meantime is, and then we'll break all those portions down. So just go ahead and give me a general overview of what exactly the project is.
Yeah, absolutely. So at its core, in the meantime, naturally is a meme, right? We started off with the meme culture and the meme concept, and we started to slowly trickle out our utilities and the things that we've built behind the scene. So ITMT is our acronym, but ITMT does not just stand for in the meantime. ITMT is actually every letter stands for a utility that generates revenue and brings that revenue back to our ecosystem to further fuel our sustainability and our longevity of our chart, and I can dive a little bit into how we've done that. So our I is unrevealed yet. We've done treasure hunts around each letter in ITMT for the community to interact and guess what these letters are. Our first T is our TikTok swap, which was released about 3 weeks after we went live. And you're currently able to swap from 15 different chains, Sui to Sol, Sol to BTC, XRP. We had a meeting with some really cool guys that were in Brickle the other day, and those guys were swapping over Monero. Like even assets like Monero, and you can currently even get Trump token on there with all the hype around Trump token right now. Now there's also a privacy swap function on that where you can privately send from one wallet to another, cross chain or to the same chain. And this is giving people the ability that have their wallets heavily tracked to be able to make a transaction without other people, watching everything they do, trying to front run their transaction. They can actually transact in peace. You know what I mean? So we've
Definitely.
got 7 different centralized exchanges and 30 different DEXs that are on that privacy swap, TikTok swap. And we're aggregating the best price from every single exchange that's available within our network in order to give you the best price as the consumer. Now, how does it bring revenue back? A portion of all of our fees associated with our TikTok swap are coming back to our chart in the form of buybacks and burns. We're going to be doing our first buyback very soon, waiting for the distribution from the rewards on the dev side. Then once we get that, you'll see that buyback come in. Obviously, we want to announce it before we do it, but we will have it, and then we'll announce it after it's already done, just to add something bullish for the community and support our chart a little bit more. I mean, it's already super strong, but we always love to support our community and our chart. So the second utility is our M in ITMT, and that's towards our mining protocol. So we're partnered up with the third largest miner in the globe. They've got mining infrastructure in Iceland, Ethiopia, Nigeria, Asia, China region, all the way over into Texas in the United States. These are the guys that Hash AI is renting their mining infrastructures for their protocols as well. It is hash mining, and they're going to be mining new and upcoming assets. So we won't just get the advantage of the 130% APR and the 300% APY. We'll also be able to take advantage of any appreciation in these new emerging assets like IOTEX and Pendle and ATH. So that's a really cool protocol. We're excited to have Larry Lundy, Larry Metatrust on board as well to join us on that journey. He's a strong figure in the space. He's close connected with Binance incubator companies, works with some Binance incubator companies. He's the chief security officer for some of the leading cryptocurrency projects in the space, and he's joined us on this journey and brought guys like Cole World over on this journey with us as well with his mining efforts and what he's going to do for ITMT. So we currently have 430 SOL in the deployer wallet. waiting for Sol to turn around a little bit. Hopefully, we can crank that up to about 130, and that'll be our first mining injection. So we'll be the first in and first out because a member of our team is also the director of Hash Power X. So we've got a competitive edge on everybody else with the way we're going to be going into our mining protocols. The last T is for our tap game. So we have a tap game that's going to be dropping on February 9th, just a few short days away. And if you've been in our community and you've been in grinding and you're on our Raider bot as a top Raider, then you're going to get early access to the tap game and get yourself up to that number one spot on the leaderboard before we even go live. So the tap to
That's
earn
cool.
game, we've actually got a portion of the supply that we'll go into a little bit later of how the supply is allocated and why we did things the way we did. But a pretty large portion of the supply, currently worth about $800,000, is going to go into the tap to earn rewards. Now you'll be able to accumulate points within the tap game ecosystem on Telegram, and that'll be our first iteration. And then we'll roll into an app store game where we'll actually start to generate ad revenue. So we're going for a hybrid approach of what Notcoin and Hamster Combat did with their Telegram tap game. And they were able to garnish about 60 to 360 million users between the two of them, right? 60 on the Notcoin side, 69 on the Notcoin side, and about 360 million on the Hamster Combat side. So we were aiming for about 100 million users by leveraging a lot of the connections that they used on that marketing endeavor. And if we get to 100 million users on our tap game and we can convert 30% over them to the in-app store, we're going to be looking at about $21 million in ad revenue per month. We can go deeper into how that ad revenue is allocated, but I can say we like to buy back and we like to burn and we like to support our community because without crypto communities, I say it in every space, the projects are nothing. You're only as strong as your community is, and you're only as strong as your weakest links. So everything that we're going to do at ITMT is going to be a revenue generating utility that brings back that revenue to our ecosystem and helps build out further things. And then down the road, if you look at our roadmap, we have various different ways to allocate that revenue and those profits in ways that further benefit our ecosystem. It's always about growing and providing ways for people to interact in the crypto space in a faster, more efficient manner than the current standing. And
Okay.
that's my
Okay.
short shill.
All right, so there's a lot that goes into this project. So I completely understand like the depth in which you went as far as explanation that you went into. So I think that with that, I kind of want to dive more into the project, but I think the first place that I want to start is the team. So how many people are on the core team of this project currently right now?
On the core team of the project, we have six on the core team, and those are myself. I'm Joey. We have John from Hash Power X. We have Larry Metatrust from Hash AI and also from Salus and multiple other reputable cryptocurrency projects in the space. We have LFG Now, who is working on marketing. We have LC, who is our $1 billion dev from Shinobi Shinja. And I believe I believe that's it for right now. We may have some other people that we're onboarding or in the process of onboarding, but not quite yet to reveal. We really want to build a superpower with this team over here, as if we don't have it already. But we just want
I
to
was
make
about to
sure
say, it
that
sounds
we've
like you guys are starting really, really
yeah,
quick.
we are. But you get all the best people in the same place, man, and you're able to come together and really come up with ideas that you wouldn't if you didn't have that person in the room. So we really want to leverage everybody and get all the best people on board to find ways to be new and innovative and really just bridge the gap between crypto and mass adoption.
Yeah, most definitely. So I guess with that question, I would say, what is the current backgrounds of the main core members of the team, and what do you feel like their backgrounds bring to the table for this project?
Yeah, so everybody's so unique, right? I'll start with Larry because I've always been a really big fan of Larry. He's a great guy in the space. He worked for Surtech as one of the leading officials over at Surtech in the security sector last cycle. And if you know Surtech, if you had their audit stamp last cycle on your ETH chain meme token or whatever it may be, then you had the gold stamp of approval, right? Larry's been in blockchain since the inception of the blockchain. He stood alongside guys from the Ethereum Foundation when they started working on new protocols and new ways to do things over there. Just a really great asset, well versed in mining, security, and just ensuring that projects are doing things the right way and building into the future. We also have I'm sorry, LFG Now, and LFG Now's background in marketing. He's widely connected. You know, a lot of the team's really widely connected with different influencers and KOLs and exchange listings. But LFG Now more so with the KOLs and the network in the space. And we've been able to leverage a lot of his network to bring in some really strong players to help propel this project forward. We've got LC naturally. He's a mastermind, a mad scientist. Sometimes we keep him locked in the basement because he's so much of a mad scientist. He has the most brilliant ideas, and he really comes up with new innovative ways for the space to move in that faster, more efficient way than the current standing, like what I said previously. We also have John Dive It Down, otherwise known as TikTok Rich. And John is, you know, a lot of people have said in various different spaces that we've been in recently, John is one of the best cryptocurrency marketers and exchange listing managers in the space. Like people reach out to him for KuCoin, Bitmart, LBank, MEXC. He doesn't like to list. Oh, I won't go into that. But Binance, you know, all of the exchange listings that you would want to get. If your project is meeting the requirements for that exchange, he's the guy that can make it happen. And he's also, like I mentioned earlier, he's the director of the mining protocol and operations over at HashPowerX. So he's a really strong asset. He understands the mining infrastructure and the way that it works, and he understands what it takes to be able to get the most capital out of that mining infrastructure and utilize it with the capital that you have. So that really gives us a strong foundation to build off of. And then the revenue models have all been built out by John as well. I mean, he's really taken a close look at what makes crypto go up and what do you have to do to get your money go out, and how can we protect other people from losing when they go in at the top. And after what happened, you know, last cycle with previous projects and being part of various rug pulls that we fell victim to, you know, this is really built to last in a well-oiled machine with the team that we have together here.
Okay, okay. So that all sounds amazing. That information is super bullish. I don't know if you guys are listening to that out here. I see a lot of people in the comments that are more than bullish on the information that's been given. A lot of people are happy with John, Larry, and a couple others that you mentioned with the background. So that's good. I like to see that people are noticing the team that you guys have in place. So I heard you say the $1 billion dev. So has anybody on the team ran any projects? It sounds like yes, but
Yeah.
I'll let you dive into the background on that. So
Yeah, so the $1 billion dev is actually also casually working on a layer one solution as well, which is super bullish. He's been working on that for about 3 years. That is Luke LC. He's been an instrumental part of our success since the beginning from this project and going back to projects like Shibnobi in 2021 that went to a $1.2 billion market cap in just under 29 days. FEG, Feed Every Gorilla token. He worked on the marketing efforts over at FEG as well. John's worked at Clear Cryptos. He's worked for Kelp Crypto. He's worked for various different big firm, I would say more hedge fundy type cryptos in the real business world as they were starting to integrate into the crypto space. He left away from the meme space after Shibnobi based off of what happened with the tax structure and the way things went down over there with the CEO and the guy that was left out of this one. But, you know, um, excuse me, I just drew a blank there.
you're
drew a
all
little
good. It
bit of a
happens.
drew a little bit of a blank there. But yeah, so everybody on the team has got a real wide background. Larry actually, well, like I mentioned, works on Hash AI, which is a project that's gone up to an all-time high of a $200 million market cap and still sustaining very strong in these market conditions. LFG now has worked on various different successful projects in the space on marketing efforts, and our content team guy over in the Australian, New Zealand side of the world, he actually has not worked previously on crypto. Well, he has worked previously on crypto projects, but nothing to scale really. And he's now getting into the crypto space with the new verge of mass adoption and all the talks of Jerome Powell accepting crypto banks or crypto systems will be accepted in the United States banking system now. So he's trying to penetrate into the market as well. And some of the things these guys have accomplished as a team, like the content guy himself was a part of a festival that was able to sell out 150,000 pre-sale tickets with $0 in marketing, which is pretty impressive. So just a lot of really great accomplishments and a lot of different skill sets on the team and a lot of different connections. I mean, myself, I've been building in crypto for like the last 3 years. And then every time I get close to launching something, the meta changes. We really had to like take a look at how we were going to build this in a way that it couldn't change and it continued to be adopted as time went on. And crypto and gaming and providing buybacks and burns is just something that makes sense and goes with that narrative. So myself, I've leveraged connections from Miami to California to people I've met all over the globe and kind of brought them together for ITMT. And I've got them following the Instagram, and I'm out with them here in Miami on the networking event that we're doing and hooking up with these guys and getting them ready to blast this thing to the moon. Because once these guys get out there, I mean, for instance, one of the guys, you can look on the socials on the Instagram. I'm not going to call his name out on here until he's ready to come up and talk to everybody. But one of the guys is a shoe dealer to pretty much every major celebrity around the globe, all the way from guys like Nick Cairo to guys like LeBron James to DJ Khaled and Drake and stuff like that. And the great thing about that is that guy's been able to develop a personal relationship. Like sneaker freaks like myself and other guys in the space, you understand that when you go shopping for an exclusive pair of shoes, you need to know every detail, every scratch, every scuff, how many times have they been worn, are the soles worn out on the insides, like, and that's able to develop a personal relationship. So I figured he would be a great fit to bring him in and put up on his Instagram story when we launched the tap game. Hey, I'm playing the Clock Blockers tap game. And then people are going to be calling him, the Jack Dohertys, the Aiden Rosses, all of these guys, and they'll be calling him up. Hey, what did you put on your Instagram? Are you in a meme coin? Like, no, bro, this isn't just a meme coin. This is a beast right here. This is something that's going to blow things out of the water, and these guys are doing things differently. So yeah, that's a little bit of background of everybody's previous projects. I also did Shibnobi Learn back in 2021, the first ever volunteer crypto educational platform ran by community for community, just to keep people's crypto safe. So that was a really awesome experience. We were able to pull together like, I think 8,000 members on that channel at the peak of Shibnobi, people that were coming in, didn't understand how to keep their seed phrases safe, just a lot of security stuff and showing people how to navigate the space, look at the supply control, look at how much was bundled, find out if it's a rug pull, look for those red flags, and just help people have a better experience because it's really such a hard space to get into and navigate, and we understand that.
100%. And I'm not gonna lie, you are really good at describing things because when you said the shoe description, I was just thinking to myself, like, yeah, I actually like because I'm a shoe fanatic and I love colognes. Those are two things to where like you will definitely get my attention. We may become best friends and we might do karate in the garage. You know what I mean? So it's definitely something that I can relate to and how you can build relationships with some of those larger figures inside of the space. Then I actually recently seen Frank on Aiden Ross's stream. And I feel like that was really intriguing too, because it's telling me that Web3 is starting to leak everywhere, and all you have to do is have the right ingredients to get your project out the way it needs to be. And I can see you sitting on Aiden Ross's stream and kind of, you know what I mean, kicking your feet up, kind of talking, and you guys going over the project and stuff like that. But I'm really intrigued by a lot of the things in this project, man. I can definitely say that. But let's roll into, so we've gone over the background of the team, kind of the intent of the team, and what you guys are kind of trying to build as far as your structure. So to get to the launch, so you guys utilize pump.fund for the launch of this token. What was your thought process for using this platform to launch the token initially?
To protect our community essentially is the first and foremost effort of everything that we're going to do, right? And Pump Fund, it's not just a poo coin launch pad at the end of the day. Pump Fund is a tool, right? And if you understand how to utilize that tool and you understand how to make the most of it, and you have extra liquid capital available to utilize that tool, then you're able to do great things for your community. So yeah, you can launch a contract and you can snipe it and you can add a bribe, but there's no telling. And if people find out that there's $1 billion dev involved, there's no telling how many people are going to get in before you and front run your transaction. If they bribe the miner more than you bribe, then they're going to get in before you, and you can lose 30% of your supply like that. And there's nothing worse than having 5 or 6 of the same token out there on the blockchain at the same time when you're trying to launch, getting people confused at launch. They're buying a rug. And we wanted to really protect the community with this. So we took capital out of our own pockets, our own money. And when you launch on Pump Fund, you can secure however much of the supply that you like. You're the first transaction in before you deploy. So we went ahead and we secured a large portion of that supply at launch. It helps hold the floor. You can see that with the way that our chart looks. And we also set that into motion because we've got all of these plans for the project and to grow it out. So it's been a great tool for us. It doesn't deter me. It obviously hasn't deterred other projects that have want to the multiple billion-dollar market caps that have launched from it. It's just all about building and showing people that we're here to stay and that we're not going to stop until we get to what our goals are.
Okay, okay. Love that answer. Definitely got to the meat and potatoes of that. So I think Pump Fund gets a bad name just because there are so many rug pulls that go on there because it's so easy to access and launch tokens. But what I think the concept that people don't understand is how many of those tokens, like you said, go to multiple billion-dollar market caps and have ran a lot in 24 hours, 48 hours, and still maintain at high market caps, have really strong teams that are behind them, marketing, pushing it. And like you said, it's a tool. It's a tool that actually gets your token in front of a lot of people's eyes, which I feel like is a form of marketing in itself, because there's a lot of people on that platform because they know how much volume goes through it. They know that there's potential of really good projects coming through. Yeah, you get bad projects everywhere. Live new pairs, full of it. You know what I mean? So I Pump that fund, I feel like has a bad name just because people don't know how to navigate, and a lot of people don't know how to trade. And then they try to jump directly into that, they get wrecked. Now Pump that fund is the pretty much the enemy at this point, because this is where I lost my money at. So I think that's the concept behind it.
Well, the good thing was we weren't there for long. I think we launched and we instantly bonded, and then we went straight to radio. So
So that
it
was like
was
a brief visit. You guys just
yeah,
kind of tapped up and then
very
got out
short
of there.
stay. Yeah, it was like going into the incubator out of mama. You know, it was fresh out and fresh in and fresh out. So king of the
Okay.
hill right out the gate.
Awesome. I love to hear that. And I'm sure that was a beautiful sight to see. Um, and really quick, before we dive into this next question, guys, we got 123 people in the building. Please hit that like button, retweet, tell a friend, get more of this information out, tag a few people. We're on Twitter and X, and we're on YouTube right now currently. So pick your poison. You guys can be anywhere that you want to. You can comment from wherever, and feel free to ask questions inside of the comments, guys. I'm definitely for all of that. I want everybody to feel like they have enough information to digest within this AMA. So after that, okay, so we've gone through that. You launched on Pump.fund, and also something that I think that I've noticed from I'm a Degen. I'm not gonna lie to you. Been all through Pump.fund, Ape.store, a bunch of different launch pads. So one thing that I noticed from Launchpads is that you sometimes have issues with token distribution, as you kind of mentioned beforehand. So what did you guys do, and or how did you guys approach this to avoid that potential obstacle?
Yeah, so I mean, token distribution obviously can be a really great thing or a really bad thing, and I think it really all depends on the intentions of the team. And one of the first things that we put on our X, if not the very first thing we did on our X, is the supply that we secured. I mean, when you saw what just happened with UFD, we took it and we put it in a multi-signature wallet where it can't be messed with by anybody. So there is 32.97% of the supply that is locked in that multi-signature wallet. And like we mentioned earlier on, we took a significant amount of that supply and allocated towards our tap to earn rewards. So 20% of that 32.97, I believe is what it is. 20% of that is allocated towards the tap to earn game. There's 8% of that allocated towards the exchange listings, future exchange listing for the project, because you have to provide liquidity to those exchanges in order to be tradable on their platforms. And we have 4.93% going into marketing, and there's about 5% left in the dev wallet that some of us on the team have been sacrificing to operate our DApp claim site, where our onboarded KOLs are able to claim their tokens at a minimum threshold, maximum threshold at certain milestones on the market caps that we reach. So that's pretty much the breakdown of our supply allocation. Everything was really well thought out. You know, John's really great with the exchange listings. He understands how much liquidity we need at what milestones in order to get on those exchanges. So he went ahead and had all that stuff secured and set to the side so that we're not scrambling to buy it back at 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, $100 million market caps.
Okay, that sounds good. It sounds like you guys already had a plan kind of mapped out for that situation. And honestly, which I'm actually gonna pull up and show you guys, just because I think that it's pretty amazing. The chart is holding really well. So I don't know if you guys went on findachad.com, or you know what I mean, like how you guys got so many people that are intrigued and or interested in what you guys are creating. What do you think is the format to keeping your community engaged and just excited about the future to where they want to DCA and or just hold their positions for the long term?
Yes, I mean, and there's so many different facets, right? Like we've got revenue models that literally buy back our token. I don't know any other project that's taking their monetization revenue from their socials and allocating 100% towards development and buybacks. You know, majority of these guys are out here lining their pockets and filling them up. Majority of guys on this team have done pretty well in the crypto space, and they want to give something back to DeFi. So that's number one incentive is, you know, you look at $30 million revenue and add revenue on our tap to earn or on our tap game once it reaches the app store. That's a pretty substantial amount. I mean, you can only wonder that maybe 5-10% of that would go to maintaining servers and possible upgrades for the game, and then the other 90% of it will eventually be going towards liquidity injections and providing more liquidity to the project, and also to boosting the chart and buying out the sellers on the chart to help sustain the project and keep it moving upwards, right? So if that's not a, you know, a bullish incentive to stay, that's number one. Also, you have tap to earn, which is a new emerging thing in cryptocurrency, and we've heard about it last cycle. They thought it was going to be really big, and if one thing that I've learned is when they say it's going to be really big, it may not happen that cycle, but at some point it does come. And tap to earn is an area where, you know, areas like Nigeria and over in the Asia sector of crypto and other third world countries in the world, our dollars are worth so much more. I mean, I was in Jamaica just last year, and I gave a lady a $20 bill at the grocery store, and she burst out into tears like I had just changed her entire life. So if people can go in and tap to earn on ITMT and can engage with the App Store, and we can gain ad revenue off of each individual user, you know, that's an incentive for them to come in because they're earning actual money that's worth way more in their part of the world just by tapping on a screen, whether it's a taxi driver in New York from Bangladesh or whether it's a Venezuelan here in Miami or Cuban down here in Miami that's driving an Uber car. I'm seeing these people, they're on their phones all the time. They're trying to find ways to earn extra revenue. If they weren't, they wouldn't be out driving Uber, doing the lifts, doing all these extra things just to make it by in this tough society that we live in today. So there's lots of different incentives. I mean, we've even got the TikTok swap bot where, you know, you go onto Coinbase and you're locked for 9 days. You know, you go to make a transaction on Coinbase, you want to send some Sol over, swap it to BNB, or not BNB on Coinbase, or swap it over to Bitcoin or whatever different network that you want to get on, ETH, and then you want to send it back to a different wallet. A lot of times they're going to hold your funds for about 8 to 9 days, right? And they're not going to give you any explanation. They're going to tell you, well, when you signed up for Coinbase, you said we could do this, so we're going to take your money, we're going to make more money off of it, and we'll make it available to you again in 9 days. So with that TikTok swap, you can swap to any chain very quickly with the best price on any transaction in the space because we're aggregating from all the transactions in the space to get you that best price. And you can do it all within your Telegram interface. There's no wallet connect, there's no KYC requirement. I mean, it's everything that you could want as a crypto DeFi trader to stay decentralized as possible in your navigations of crypto.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but I actually threw up the video that LB posted, and he's actually going through the motions of actually utilizing this TikTok swap, which the fact that it's anonymous is beautiful. I know a lot of people would love that feature, don't like being watched, or you know what I mean, move large amounts of money, and then you can move up to $50,000, which is a large sum of money. You know what I mean? Minimum is $20, which means that you don't have to break the bank to utilize it either. And you guys are accessing lower fees. So there's things like Simple Swap and a lot of other options out there. Like I said, you can send it to Coinbase and get your money locked up for a little bit, or send it to Simple Swap, and then it takes 4 years to send it. So it's a lot of different options out there, but having a viable one so you can remain anonymous also is great. It looks super simple just from the video that I'm seeing here.
Yeah, and believe it or not, we actually had $1 million in volume go through that swap since its inception in about 30 to 45 days. And the conversion rate is if a user uses it, he'll be back within 2 weeks to use it again. And why is that? Because it's faster and it's more efficient, and you're saving money on every swap that you make. And you're also earning rewards if you're sharing your swap link with other users. So it's a way for community to be able to generate revenue and also market the project because we have our logos all over it. And also a way for crypto just to be easier for the new user coming in and easily transact without connecting their wallet. You know, there's a lot of back end wallet hacks these days. If you stay connected to a malicious site, they can use it as a backdoor to get into your wallet and drain your funds. So we always want to make sure that everybody has that operational security whenever they're navigating the space, because when we come into crypto, we do take our finances into our own hands, and it's a huge responsibility. So anything we can do to make that easier for people, we're definitely going to do.
Well, that is beautiful. I know a lot of people would have loved that option when Trump came out and everybody was in Ethereum or Base, and then it took forever to swap things on Simple Swap or whatever else they utilized, or they went to Coinbase and then Coinbase said, "Oh, we ran out of Solana."
We had it though. We had it, and they didn't know about it, which is a shame because they could have used seven different CEXs and 30 different dexes, and they would have found one that would have had their soul that they wanted. But that's why we're out here on shows like this with Cuffing the Dip, and we're getting that exposure. That's why we're down here in Miami working with industry leaders in the real world that own real businesses that generate real revenue, so that we can get up on those billboards and get in the faces of millions of people all over the globe, and they can start using our products so we can better benefit our ecosystem and the world as a whole in the process.
All right, and something else bullish that I noticed. We're gonna jump back to the chart here. Is we got right here. If you click right here, you see it's 85% of liquidity is locked right now. So that means that 15% is still kind of, you know what I mean, lurking or not locked or burned right this second. So my concept behind this was either A, team added a little bit afterwards, just hasn't locked it or burned it just yet, or B, the community is so bullish on this token and they see that it's at an early stage that they have added to the liquidity pools.
Yeah, I think that's what it is that there's been some community members that they see the larger picture, they see the trees beyond the forest here, and they understand the revenue model and they understand business, not just your average crypto degen play. And they've already put that liquidity in place to capitalize on that upside potential as the market cap grows and as their tokens grow in value. I'm not sure how long they'll leave them in there, but I will say that the team does have liquidity injections planned, right? We do plan to keep that liquidity within a 10% ratio to the market cap as the project grows. One of the previous bullish parts about another project that we worked on is that we had the fattest liquidity in the space. And that's just another testament to how we want to protect our holders and make sure that our investors can always get their funds out that they invest, not for a large price impact, not for a large swing on the chart where everybody freaks out and panics, but just to keep that sustainability and that longevity and growth of ITMT as we go up.
Bullish people wanting to sit their money in an early stage, what is essentially from the outside looking in meme token. You know what I mean? But as you dig in deeper and get past the surface, man, is there a lot of just good things that you can benefit from just being a community member or just utilizing some of the tools that you get access from. And you don't have to hold the token and use the swap. There's no barriers for you to utilize the swap. You can just literally hit the link and go. You know what I mean? You don't have to link your wallet, man. I love every portion about that. So let's dive into your current taxes on the token. I think it's 0 in and 0 out. So with 0 taxes being taken for the token, what are your plans to fund the project in the future, and as far as your future endeavors or anything else that you guys plan on doing?
Yeah, so obviously we have a pretty substantial revenue model, and as soon as we do get the revenue and the social medias are monetized and YouTube content's really blasting out there and getting a lot of interaction, as you're aware with YouTube, you're able to monetize and generate revenue there. We do have the revenue generation from the $100,000 allocation that we're going into the mining protocol, so that's a revenue generator there, and then we have our ad revenue from our Telegram tap game, also as well as our ad revenue on our final iteration of our App Store revenue tap game. Now, we did have our own funds allocated at the start. I am down here in Miami. There are some individuals in the real world that are invested or interested in investing, some that are invested, some that are interested in investing still, and we're having those conversations now. Now, that would really just push us further in the right direction, right? If we can get a larger capital investment into the mining protocols, obviously our payouts on the monthly thresholds are going to be a lot higher. So I came down here to leverage some of my connections to get more revenue or more capital to generate more revenue for the project. And once we get to those thresholds and really get in the green as a project, then I don't see a lot that can really take this thing down. I mean, it's all built as a business And if you understand business and you understand people that are multimillionaires in the world, a lot of them have multiple streams of revenue. So that's why we've built it out the way that we do, and to have that profit. And as we mentioned before, instead of the 25% buy buck structure that BNB has on their profits, we've got pretty much 100% of our profits are going back into the chart, as long as there's revenue and profits set to the side to pay for the sustainability of the ecosystem. So once the ecosystem's paid for, then everything comes back to ITMT.
Sheesh. All right, so more bullish news. So I think my next question before we dive just a little bit into the ecosystem and kind of look at the roadmap and such. Why is this project built the way that it's built? Like what was your intentions going into this? Like this is really geared towards, I feel like, taking care of the investors versus what the natural Web3 project ends up being, which is taking care of the dev and a couple pairs of Louis Vuittons.
Yeah, I mean, we're watching a space, and it's really kind of sad to watch, right? Like, we're watching a space where a president launches a meme coin. He takes a substantial amount of capital out of that meme coin, dumps it all into ETH, and then his son comes out about 3 weeks later and tells everybody to buy ETH. And if you and I were to do that, Cuffin, we would be buried under the SEC jail. And it's really kind of a shame to me to see the way that the space is evolving and the PvP, PvE sentiment that really is being pushed out by everyone. I mean, I go on Instagram because we're also managing the Instagram as a team and building new content and stuff that we can put out there together, and going into CapCut and modifying things to get the best exposure and using our own ideas. But I go in here and people are cheering about the fact that they just rugged people for $40,000. And that's not really what we want to get behind. And if you take a look at previous projects that have been launched, in order for somebody to win, someone's got to lose. And it's been built out this way so somebody doesn't have to lose and somebody can still win at the same time. And if you look at the model of a lot of different cryptocurrency projects out here, sorry guys, I'm gonna have to go back to the car and plug in here. I'm gonna have to plug everything in on the car because I'm about to my
No, you're all
phone
good.
died. My phone's gonna die on me. Oh, and I just dropped my bag. But yeah, the reason that it has been built out the way that it has is so that the community is protected and so that this thing can have longevity and sustainability as we grow.
Most definitely. I think that that's really important, and just the way that you guys designed this project really is investor oriented, which if you can't get bullish behind somebody being bullish on you and trying to provide more revenue for you or more opportunities for you, I don't know what to get bullish about at that point, to be honest. Like this is a super bullish project. I feel like you guys put a lot of thought process into just making it so people had an opportunity to win in this token. If you're talking, you're muted.
No, everything we've done is for people to win, man, and that's what we want to continue to do with everything that we build, because we've seen so many people fall victim, and it's like they come in. If a new investor bought the top of Trump token, how do you think they felt? How do you think they feel right now? How are they feeling right now down at a $3 billion market cap valuation when they bought at a 46 billion or 76 billion or whatever the all-time high on the token was? They're deterred. They don't want to come back. They think that crypto is a scam now. And in order for people to want to be a part of crypto and the mass adoption and the massive inflows that we're all looking forward to for this cycle to happen, they need to feel safe in their investment. And you're going to start to see that evolution as the bull market starts to occur and people start to get tired of the rugs and they get tired of the PNDs. They're going to start to flow into the ITMTs because they're going to see that chart was still they're at the same place, if not higher, than when I looked at it 2 weeks ago. And I got rugged 30 times this week, and I could have just went into ITMT and been safe and made upside or possibly pushed the chart up even higher than what it is because there's more wallets flooding into it. And as we stick around and continue to do what we say and build these things out that are going to continue to benefit people, we're going to continue to grow. And that's the great thing about doing projects the right way and building shit that matters, stuff that matters. Sorry, YouTube.
Yeah, no, you're good. So I think one thing that's important to me as far as just meme tokens as a whole or crypto as a whole, the team is really responsible for a lot of the momentum to go into it. A lot of time teams launch tokens and then they put the brunt of pushing the token on the community. They're saying that the reason the token's not moving is because the community is not pushing it enough or whatever the situation is. So you guys have really done what you can to put as much into this as you can to make this a bullish experience. So I'm looking at the roadmap and just everything that's going on and thinking to myself that this is a bullish and timeless kind of narrative here. Like it's not like it's just an animal and the cat phase goes out or the dog phase goes out or you get outdated somehow, some way. With this meme narrative, I think it'd be really hard for this to ever be outdated. I think it's really hard for this to stop being memeable. Like the memes that I'm seeing coming out are amazing, and especially as this gets more and more bullish. You know what I mean? As the market cap goes up and you guys reach some of those goals, the 10 million, 30 million, 50 million, 100 million goals or $1 billion goals as far as the market cap, like the memes are going to get more bullish and more bullish because all of these memes are coming out now and people have opportunities to get in. But I feel like once people kind of get to that higher level, the meme game is going to be crazy. It's going to be the I told you so, man. There's still a little bit of time left before we go to 100 billion, whatever the next landmark is. So who came up with the concept? Were you guys thinking about something that can't be outdated, or like where was your head at when you guys came up with this?
Yeah, so that's LC on the creative side of that. It's a tale as old as time, right? $1 billion dev comes back, does it once, does it twice, and goes for the turkey, right? For the triple strike. And you've seen frogs, cats, dogs, rocks, gawks, chickens, farts. There's everything out in this space, and I think we're coming into a time where we're seeing vines come in, and we're seeing big players like Trump come in, and they're trying to build something differently, and they're trying to do it with a business approach. And what better way to come into the space than do something new, fresh, and original that has a new, fresh branding and build that brand on the number one contender chain for this bull cycle, which is looking like it's going to be Solana. I do believe in Sui as well, and I don't want to tout anything at what they're doing in there. I think they'll be a super giant in this cycle. But Solana has had its giant cycle where it emerged, fell down to all-time lows that nobody ever thought that it would see, and now coming back as a number one contender. And I think a lot of people are expecting $1,000 Solana this cycle. That's what everyone's aiming for, is that Sol will hit $1,000 this cycle, and I don't doubt it with the ETF inflows and everything that's happening in the background.
Yeah, most definitely. I can definitely see that. So we're getting close to wrapping this up. Just not just yet. I want to go over the roadmap here. So you guys have various goals. Some of these goals are already checked off here, which is I think super bullish in this aspect. The next goal it looks like you guys are trying to reach as far as a target is the $5 million market cap, where you guys have stated that you're doing a 5K giveaway. You got the game teaser and then released. So I'm guessing the game teaser comes out and then shortly after the actual game gets released within this segment of the goal, right?
So we did go ahead and do the game teaser, and we did hit $5 million market cap, but we did not sustain it. And these milestones that are set up on this roadmap are for more of a sustainable market cap once we're there and past it, and we know we're not going to see it again. Now, we are going to go ahead and release the game on schedule as we've been promising it to the community. We're not going to make them get to a $5 million market cap before we do that. But before we do the 5K giveaway, we will wait for us to get 5 million and past 5 million and holding 5 million.
I don't know if you were still going. You muted up during it.
No, I must have tapped the building there. But yeah, we're gonna hold 5 million and stay at 5 million before we go ahead and do that 5K giveaway. But there are many other things on the roadmap that we do plan to roll out down the road. And there are some things that aren't on the roadmap, like what is the I in ITMT and what will it stand for and what will that utility be? So we're going to continue to release things out strategically and roll them out in a way that best suits the community, and also keep some of those cards close to our chest as we go, because we always want to keep building and delivering new exciting things for the ITMT ecosystem.
Yeah, I agree with the method in which you guys are doing that. Just because previously we've seen a lot of examples to where you say, yeah, we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna climb to the moon, and then we're gonna bring the moon back to the earth, and then you know what I mean. And then people are just like, yeah, I'm bullish on this. I've never seen the moon. And then when it doesn't happen in like a week or two, people are like, okay, when moon, when moon. There's no moon on Earth. Can we get the,
Right.
you know?
You always wanna under promise and over deliver with everything that we do. And that's why we've done it the way we've done it. We didn't really come out and say, oh yeah, we'll launch a swap, and then the swap comes out and the swap doesn't work. We just kind of rolled the swap out, and it was a new added extra for our community. So yeah, anything that we do, we want to make sure that we under promise, over deliver all the time, because anytime you start promising things and you can't deliver on timelines, it's really bearish for the community. It's really bearish for the chart. You always want to make sure you keep your word with your community, because like we've continued to say, and we're going to continue to echo it, the community is the most important part of the project. Obviously the team is a very important element, but the community is our investors, and we always want to keep our investors happy.
Definitely. And I see just to touch on it, I see $1 billion market cap is like the top goal you guys have on the roadmap. Moonshot mission achieved. We defied the odds. Massive event streamed globally. So what are we looking at? Like a Vegas event that's gonna be like streamed live, or just a live event to where you guys are kind of partying as a team? Do you plan on including the community on that $1 billion just celebration, or how does that work?
Yeah, so it's going to be a community event, and if you're a holder of ITMT, you're going to be able to attend. I'm not going to say where it's going to be. I will say that I'm having conversations with venues already about that, and I may or may not have someone that I previously worked on a different project that promised me a venue that I could use whenever I was ready to use it for my crypto endeavors. That's already a pretty reputable venue as is. So I'm thinking out the gate, you may find out within the next 4 months where that venue will be. And you'll know it when you see it, because we're working on a sponsorship with that venue right now. Um, I'm not going to say where in the world it is. You can take your guesses. You guys know where I am. But obviously, there's some people that are joining the Telegram now that they're new to crypto, and they're also exploring partnership with ITMT. And we don't want to divulge any information and take their shine away from them when they do take the time to incorporate us with their buildings and their releases and their billboards and their advertisements. We want them to have the first hurrah with ITMT as they roll that out. So we're gonna respect them on that, and you'll know it when you see it. When March, April rolls around, and certain events have certain logos tied into them, then you'll understand, oh, that's where the event's going to be, and that's going to be a crazy bullish thing for our community, because it's a very well known venue. People travel from all around the globe to come to it, so that'll be something cool and exciting to do with the clock.
Well, we can just state that whenever that time does come, I will be booking a flight. So wherever I need to go, I'm ready. I'm bullish on this project. I think that there is a lot of potential. It is still super early. This thing is sub $10 million market cap. Like, are you with all of the stuff that you guys are bringing to the table? You're strategically launching different things. You're not over promising. You're not overdoing it as far as like how you guys are approaching and trying to get more investors into it, which is why so many people are holding. You guys are going about things the right way. You guys have the experience to go about things the right way, and this has just been an interesting experience to watch. I didn't think that I was gonna, at least not this soon, find another similar token to where like a couple of the other ones I've been into that just have ran to astronomical market caps and stuff like that. But this has the build for it, and it's this is at a super early state. It is just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really, really great. We've got such a great community, and some of these guys have just reached out to us, and they're like, man, you guys have just done a really great job. And as creators, we never take time to really give ourselves any credit. We're just constantly nose to the grindstone. I mean, Low Q said it to us today. He's one of our big elements here on our team on the inside, And low Q, he mentioned to us, is like, until the project gets to 100 million, you really shouldn't be stop. You shouldn't stop working, right? Until you're to that point for your community and you're at that sustainability level, then you need to be grinding all the time. And lack of sleep, lack of food. He's been with me out here. He'll tell you in other spaces that I don't eat, I don't sleep. I'm listening to my I'm diabetic. I'm listening to my glucometer beep at me right now because my blood sugar's at 63 and I haven't really eaten anything all day. And it's kind of like you look at creators like I mean, I'm not comparing myself to Beyonce. I don't look near like that. But you look at creators like Beyonce, and there's a guy named Eric Thomas. He's a motivational speaker, and he said Beyonce was on the set so long one time. She was there for 3 days. She forgot to eat and she forgot to sleep. And when you're passionate about what you're doing and you love what you do, that's just what happens. You work harder than everybody else, and the results show in the end. You look at guys like Frank and Aiden you mentioned earlier on. Frank said he's in the studio. He's in the cook sesh for 23 hours a day. And all of his other buddies are missing plays, and that's because Frank's work ethic is in the trenches. He's there. He's just like every other crypto trader. It's just how hard are you willing to work for what you're willing to do? And are you willing to give up what you are for what you're willing to become? And I've got kids, I've got family. Guys like Patty out here in crypto know me and know my family personally, and I sacrifice a lot for this project. I mean, I'm away from my entire family right now because I didn't want to pick them up and uproot them, as I took them on that journey before across the country to Texas and LA and the Carolinas and Georgia on another business endeavor I did. So these are all sacrifices that we're willing to make because we know how far this thing can go, and we know what's cooking in the kitchen, and we know what's to come. I mean, there's key components already in place, and you can see it across our social medias with who's following us. And if you go into who's following them and look at some of these key opinion leaders, that they're not crypto KOLs, guys. These are guys, if they go out there right now and they launch a token, they're going to multiple millions instantly on LARP, right? But we're using them for a collaborative effort for something bigger and better for crypto as a whole.
Man, like some people are saying in the comments, if you're not bullish on this project, you probably have not been in the space long enough. Just hang in there, little guy. We'll get to where you need to be. But this is like a template to a project that you want to be in at an early state. If you can't figure that out by now, I need you to rewind, rewatch this entire stream here, and you will get where I'm coming from. Also, there are 225 people in the stream. I appreciate all of you guys. Hit the like button, retweet, send out the YouTube, send it to your grandma, whoever you can send it to that wants to change their life financially, that has interest in getting into cryptocurrency, and you want to stick them into a good solid project that's not going to rug, that the team's not going to give up, that they actually have innovation inside of the project. There's a lot of different things going on in this project, but I do want to keep it brief. I don't want to hold you too long, and I do want you to eat, man. We're not going to keep having that thing beep at you, man. So okay, we have gone through the team, the token launch, liquidity, token distribution, intent, future plans, utilities, and future use cases for these utilities, and the super bullish nature.
I
Do
do have
you
one
think?
more thing. One
I was
more
just about to
thing.
ask, you have anything else that you wanted to ask? Go ahead.
Yeah, one more thing that I do want to add. We are in direct, so we do have pretty large supply control. I know there's other projects in the space that they've got like 95% of their supply, but they have the right intentions, and we talked about how important that was. Something that we're also doing with our whales. And if you are a whale and you are a holder of our project and you're willing to verify that with us and you want to come in and talk to us, we do have a pretty large budget set to the side for when our whales are ready to take profits. Holler at us. We will buy your tokens. Okay. If you don't want to affect the chart
So
and you
that's an
like
OTC
ICMP,
buy that you're saying, right?
yeah, so if you want to do some OTC, we do have an OTC group right now. I think we've got our top 20 holders pretty well covered. I think they are in there. If not, there's 12, 15 of them. But yeah, one of the things we're offering to our whales, we know everybody likes to take profits, and at these levels, when a whale takes profits, it may hurt pretty bad to a smaller holder. And we don't want anybody at the top to be, detrimentally affected by profit taking by our big whales. So we are offering to our whales because we know it's a good investment and we know what we've got cooking without revealing everything that we're doing in the background. So we will buy your tokens if you guys want. um, up to a $10,000 sell, we'll go ahead and chalk you out and put those tokens into the Tap Game Treasury or use them for our vesting D app for supply for onboarding KOLs and team members that'll be here long term. And it's just a testament that we know what we have and we know what we're building and we know what's to come. So that's another thing that we'll continue to do as we grow is we'll keep those whales in there and we'll offer them, a little bit better of a rate. Price impact can be kind of harsh at these levels. So we want to make sure we take care of our people and our big investors are supported to come back and maybe even dump that money back in the chart down the road.
You have no clue. The average, guys, if you're new here, let me explain this. The average project that launches in Web3 does not have enough money to list on Dex Tools. They have money to the side for if whales want to exit and exit politely so they're not harming the chart at all, to OTC buy the tokens. Like that is something that's bullish. I don't know off the top of my head another token that's doing anything like that or has announced they're doing anything like that or has thought to even want to take care of their chart and maintain their floor like that. I can tell people are bullish on the situation because you guys just had $1,000 buy come in not too long ago. They're like, "Yep, that was enough for me," and kind of. But that is amazing. You don't get stuff like that normally. This setup is not normal, guys. If you guys are paying attention, it is crazy in this camp, man. So, I think that this is beyond crazy. You guys had a bullish setup, bullish team, bullish sentiments. Man, is there anything else that you want to add? You've added so much, but if you have anything else or any alpha you want to drop before we wrap it up, I do want to keep it underneath an hour so at least people can digest and hear the info as much as possible.
I am gonna stop with the alpha drops as much, and I really feel bad for the community. But the unfortunate reality of it is there's some people in the space that just they. I'm sorry about that. GPS is on. Yeah, there's some people in the space that they just. I don't know if it's that they've never seen money before, or they don't have the ability to hold past a 2x. They are front running a lot of our OG holders and a lot of our people that have been holding for a long time, and they're front running our marketing efforts. So things are just going to start to happen, and you're just going to see them happen, and we're going to stop laying things out on the table like we're like, oh yeah, we got these cards and we're about to drop them. We're just going to start to do them, and seeing is believing at the end of the day. So I think that's the best approach in this PvP era that we live in, and until we begin to graduate from that era and we get to higher market caps where we can really lay that thing on the table and show them what we're made of, then we're not gonna reveal some of our marketing efforts that we're doing in the background. We're gonna start doing it in more of a strategic approach as we did it when we rolled it out, because that was the best return on investment that we've gotten thus far. So all of our KOLs will be communicated with individually in the background in private groups. We did have a streamlined channel where we're communicating everything, but we don't want people front running our efforts. We work really hard on efforts, and we spend a lot of money on the back end to make these things happen for our community, and we want to make sure that the community gets the most out of those efforts.
And that makes complete sense. I'm bullish on that. No more buy the rumor, sell the news. Just send it. Just period. We're just sending it. So
At
if
the
you
end of the
guys are
day,
ready.
yeah, at the end of the day, Cuffin, what it comes down to is don't be about it, or don't talk about it, be about it. You know, and that's what you got to do.
100%, man. And I think that is a great way to wrap this one up, man. I think that this was a solid AMA. We went through a lot of information. You made me more bullish, and I didn't think that was possible. So,
Well, now I'm
man,
doxxed. Everybody knows who I am. You can take pictures of me, save the picture. We're not going nowhere. You know, we're in this for the long haul. We want to do something great, man. You guys deserve it. We've all been here for a long time waiting for a project like this to come out that genuinely has the community in mind. We're working with some people, and they have projects, and we see the up and down, and we really just want to create something sustainable and long term for our project. So that's what we're gonna do.
Most definitely, man. Well, I appreciate you coming out, man. I'm really bullish on this project, and if you guys need to get in contact with this token, man, I'm gonna have the link tree and everything inside of the description for the video. Get in tune with their Twitter, good way to keep in contact. Also, you're gonna want to get in tune with their Telegram. Also, you're not just want to get can't even talk today. Want to just get on the Twitter. You want to get in the Telegram. You want to be active. You want to kind of see what's going on in the community. This is their Twitter. Like I said, I'll add some links in the description for you guys so you guys can get in contact with them. So other than that, man, I do want to say that I appreciate you for coming out, man. We'll go ahead and wrap this up, and you guys enjoy the rest of your days out there. We're out of here.